Hi guys, welcome to Journey of a Thousand Voices. I am the face behind the voice of Journey of a Thousand Voices. Today I decided to speak to my friend Priska. She's here. So she just wanted to find out because I went for an interview to her house. So she wanted to ask me a few questions about why or what led me to starting the channel Journey of a Thousand Voices. Priska, welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi guys. My voice is somehow higher than her voice, but
I have a flu.
She has a flu. So guys, my name is Priska Sagati. I'm also a content creator in the villages of Kenya. So I really appreciate you for always choosing to come and watch videos of Journey of a Thousand Voices.
Thank you.
And thank you, Claudia, for accepting to show your face today.
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, this is the beautiful lady behind the Journey of a Thousand Voices. So me, I have a little questions I want to ask her so that we can get to know more about her, maybe, and what inspired her to starting a channel and just name it Journey of a Thousand Voices, right? So just tell us about yourself, first of all.
Yes, my name is Claudia. I'm from Kenya.
Yeah.
This is my home. This is where we are right now.
Yeah,
this
thank you for hosting. It's beautiful. It's
this is
a
my
beautiful
father's
guys, have a look. Let me just show you. The house itself, it's so spacious.
Thank you. I'm Korea. I'm half Korea, half Kamba. My dad is Korea. My mom is Kamba. I'm sorry, my voice is a bit hoarse. This year I will be 44. This year, yeah, I'll be 44 this year. Yes, yes, I'll be 44 this year.
Wow, you're growing younger.
I'm growing older, but yeah, it is what it is. That's life. I came back home to settle about maybe a year or 2 years. Let's say 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. This where I've built here. This is land that I
inherited from your parents?
My family. My parents are a bit more progressed in their thinking, I should say, because they decided to subdivide the land even to daughters. Yeah, that's my story. I am very passionate about anything to do with children and women in general. I have seen situations whereby children and women, especially in our community, I'm sorry to say this, it may upset some people, but it is what it is, and I'm going to say it.
Sure.
In our community, women and children are neglected a lot.
Very true.
Some of their basic rights are pushed under the rug. They are bullied by people who are supposed to be protecting them. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to do Journey of a Thousand Voices. It's a very young channel. We started it on the 17th of December.
Wow. But
2023. It's growing. So we are happy. We are proud of the steps that we're making. Yeah, and the name Journey of a Thousand Voices, actually what happened is that...
I come to that question. What's the reason behind
the name?
The name, yeah.
The name, how... I got inspired by the fact that our lives, all of our lives, like your life, my life, everyone's life, we have a lot of struggles, battles that we have to endure and to win and to put aside. So the name Journey of a Thousand Voices, for me, what it means is that for the different parts, for the different walks we have to go through in our lives, our journey through life, through our path in life, that we all have different stories.
Sure.
And some people don't have that avenue to actually speak out their truth.
Sure.
So a thousand voices means that we'll have stories from different people from different backgrounds. It doesn't mean that all our stories are going to be sub stories. It's just that those are the sort of stories that we are encountering in our village, in our present situations, what women are going through. So that's why I decided to call the channel Journey of 1,000 Voices.
Wow. Hey guys, it's hot. So let me ask you, Claudia, what event, maybe occurrence, or what maybe challenge, I don't know, but let me say it, what event inspired you to starting this?
Wow.
To doing this, yeah.
I've always been a very private person, Priska.
Sure.
I think if that's something that you've seen about me.
Yeah, sure.
What's happened is that I had a situation whereby a friend, a neighbor, really did something that betrayed my trust. And I lost all trust in human beings for a while. I could not believe that somebody who I trusted and took as a sister would go around and do something like that to me. It was something that was very hurtful, and then the thing involved a child. So it discouraged me. I actually went down and I went back to my shell, my cocoon. I'm sort of an introvert.
Yeah.
So I went back, and one day I just decided, you know what? For me to start this healing journey, for me to start forgiving myself and also forgiving her for what she did, I have to at least tell my story, or try and tell other people's
Your
stories.
story, yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you so much for just highlighting about that child and your friend, the person you trusted. Are you willing to share that, maybe? Or in another video?
No, I can share it.
You can share it. Guys. I really appreciate you for just deciding to share this, because you told me your story and I know it.
Yeah.
So, let's just change. If not 1,000 voices, what else would you do?
I farm. I have chickens I keep. I have goats. I farm. So
that's getting to know her better.
That's what I do.
And if not doing, if you are on YouTube, not doing Journey of 1,000 Voices,
I would probably be reacting to each and every one of you.
Wow. thanks to God, she's not a reactor.
That's what I would be doing. I would be reacting.
In a positive way or in a negative?
For me, I'm Switzerland. When you do good, we praise you. When you do bad, we still correct you. So for me, I am neutral. I don't have any alliances to anyone.
Yeah, sure.
But there are things that as human beings we need to portray in the light that, as we call it, civilized, or something that can conform to what society dictates for us to behave. Yeah.
So when you started your YouTube channel, do you feel free telling people what you do?
Yeah.
Are you free?
Yeah.
And minding that we have a society that does not encourage YouTube. You know, there is a time they were like, it's a cult. They were associating it with cult. So are you free always to tell people that? Of course. You know what? I'm not on YouTube to impress anyone. I'm on YouTube to tell stories, and stories that I don't think that anything. You're a courier like me. Sure. Couriers have this mentality that anything good happens to anyone, you're in a cult. You're Illuminati. If somebody dies, you're in a cult. You have sacrificed someone. So when you listen to all those naysayers and all that noise, it doesn't faze me. I'm not here to impress anyone. I'm here to actually do what for me I feel is right, to tell stories of different people, including myself, maybe. Okay. Yeah. So, can you tell us a story that inspired you, please? If you don't mind, or okay. Let me see my story. Let's see. The lady I want to speak about was a neighbor, a very good friend of mine. Actually, she was very close to me, and I don't have a child of my own. Yeah. So I was not like I was looking for a child or anything. No. What happened is that. But you've ever given birth? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. My child passed away in about. Wow. Oh my God, my daughter, she passed away in 2007. Yeah,
So anyway, that's a story for another day, and I haven't given birth since then. I not like, I was not killing myself because I wasn't losing sleep because I don't have a child. I've already given birth. I've already experienced motherhood. So after she passed away, I was always thinking like, I one day want to give a child a home. I really one day want to actually give a child a home. So in 2020, a child was born in this village, and the child was, they gave birth to the child, wrapped the child in old clothes, and put the child in a carrier bag. Carrier bag, and put the child inside the carrier bag with the old clothes, with the umbilical cord, with the placenta, and threw the child on our farm. So I wasn't around at that time. A friend of mine, my neighbor, my friend, called me. It was about 9 p.m. and she told me that, oh, Claudia, that they actually found a child, a newborn baby was abandoned. It was a girl. And I asked her where. So she said that the child was abandoned on your farm, and it's actually by the grace of God that the child did not die. So I asked her, what do you mean? So she explained to me that the child had been there the whole day. That there was an old man's jacket, a suit jacket that was placed on top of the child, on top of the bag, the carrier bag, and then they took a coat and placed it on top of the child. So when I had that, I was very shocked. So she told me that because of the heat, and it wanted to rain that day, that around 3-4 o'clock, that's when the child was found. But witnesses had been passing there, but they weren't sure
it was
what is in the jacket. So apparently they had a faint, somebody had a faint cry coming from that jacket, and they thought it was a drunkard who had dropped his jacket. So yeah. So when she called me at that 9 o'clock, she was like, oh, you really need to see the child. She's so beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I asked her that, do you know where the child is? And she told me, yeah, one of the neighbors had taken the child into her home for the night because the child wouldn't sleep outside. So I told her that,
and the child was, the umbilical cord was cut? Or?
The umbilical cord was cut to a point, but a certain level, they had taken a red piece of cloth and tied it. Yeah. So I didn't see the child that day, but I got photos of the child. They sent me photos.
The same lady?
The same lady sent me photos of the child. She was there. She was a witness. So, wow. So when I told her I'm going to come the next day in the morning, I did. I went. I came home to my mom. My mom's house is just across. I came to visit my mom, and my mom wasn't around, but I came. My brother lives in my mom's house. So I came. I spoke to the lady, and then she decided to tell me that, okay, let's go to the police station. Maybe they'd be willing to advise you on the state.
She helped you go to
She actually advised me that let's go to the police station, because I was very interested. I was like, the child doesn't have a home and I have a home. Let me give her somewhere to stay.
Wow.
So we went to the police station. The police sent us to the children's office, and we went to the children's office. The child had already been taken to the police station. So then I was told that since the child is in the police, there's a policewoman who was there, stationed there. So she was taking care of the child because they didn't have anywhere to take the child to. So I begged them. I said, I have somewhere. Give me the child. Let me take care of her. So we went to the clinic. The child got her vaccines. She got vaccinated, and then I brought her home. So I raised her. She was a very sickly.
You gave her a name?
Yeah, I called her Maya. She is. Let me not say she was, but she is. Yeah, she is a very beautiful girl. And I raised her. I washed her. We cleaned her. We took her for. She was so sick to the point where she was, because of, I think, the heat or something. Her eyesight was. It took her a very long time for her to open her eyes. So we had to take her to the opticians and the eye specialists, and we struggled with her. So fast forward to 2.5 years later, I had taken Maya to daycare. There's a school very close by.
Yeah.
So I would take her in the morning just for her to get used to, because in this house it was just me and her. There was nobody else. So she would get bored. If my brother's children did not come, she'd be bored during the day. So I would take her to daycare and then bring her back in the evening. She had been potty trained and everything. So 2023, yeah, I remember 2023, I think February. Yeah, February.
She had gone to school in January.
Yeah, she had gone to school in January. She was going every evening, and she'd come back with my nieces and nephews, or I'd send someone to pick her up. So Maya was very active. She was very lively. She was okay. She was now healthy. So I remember it was in February, I think 17th, February 17th, if I'm not wrong. I received a message at 4 a.m. in the morning. And the message was from a number that I hadn't saved on my phone. So the message read, and the person was telling me in Swahili that my name is, no, she didn't say her name. She told me that I am Maya's mother, and I want to thank you for taking care of my child, but please return my child to their father's house. So I was like, I don't even know the child's father. So I decided to send a message. When I sent the message at 4 a.m., I replied to the message, and then around maybe 5:30, I was very restless because I was anxious. I was like, who is sending me such messages? Around 5:30 in the morning,
because for the entire 3 years,
no one surfaced. Nobody.
It was just you and the friend.
My friend was very supportive, because when I travel, because I travel a lot, so when I travel, because I don't have anyone to leave the child with, I would take her to my friend's house. That was like my sister. If my mom is not there, or my sister-in-law that time was pregnant, I wouldn't be able to take her there. And I can't leave a house help with my child here alone. This is just a house, but it was just on its own. So I would take her to my friend's house because she would be able to take care of her. So I think they had bonded with the child, or she had bonded with the child. I don't seem to understand. But when I travel, I'd come back, I'd pick her up, and it should be okay. Whenever she wanted to see Maya, she'd come here. So when I got the message was like, take my child back to the father. And I was like, who is this? The person didn't reply. I tried calling the number, the line was off, so switched off. So every day from the 17th to about, I think it must have been April 20th or something, that's when the messages stopped. Like every single day I would get messages abusing me, threatening messages, abusing me. You're very stupid.
And your friend was always there?
My friend would come every day, and I'd be showing her the messages, because the number is not, I don't have the number. When I try and call it, the person would put the SIM card, send me a message, immediately remove the SIM card. So every day she would come. When she comes from the office or she comes from her job, she'd come and say hi to us. And I was so stressed that time. I'd lost so much weight. And she'd be like, how are you? And I'd explain to her, tell her, can you imagine this person sent me this message? Look, I was so naive. I was so stupid to the point whereby I trusted the wrong person. And she would be like, oh my God. And she would actually shed tears. She would cry. When she'd see me cry, she would cry. She'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Who would be so evil? Who would be so wicked to do this to you? Blah, blah, blah. And I would be like, this is a real friend. This is actually a friend. She'd be like, don't worry, we'll get the person. Every night, every day, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 messages. The person would just be sending messages. She'd be like, I passed by your house. I passed close to your house and I saw you. And I saw you trying to discipline Maya, and I wasn't happy about it. One day I will show you. One day I will go to the school and take her. You don't know who I am. Those are the sort of messages. So it had gotten to a point I was so scared. I actually had to withdraw Maya from school. Because I was so scared. I was like, where is she safe? The only place she'd be safe is me hovering around her like a helicopter mom. Yeah. So the messages went on and on and on and on and on and on. And then it got to a point where I had to go to Mombasa to visit a friend of mine. She was actually having surgery, and she didn't have anyone to take care of her. So I told my sister-in-law that, could you please take care of Maya for like 2 weeks? I'm going to Mombasa. My friend doesn't have anyone, and I need to be there for her because she's always been there for me. So I left and went to Mombasa. And I went to Mombasa. Before I left and went to Mombasa, that night I was traveling at around, I was going to Nairobi with a 7 o'clock bus.
Yeah.
The funny thing, that day that morning I woke up at 3 a.m. Exactly 3 a.m. And I had gotten so stressed. Maya wasn't here. She had already gone to my mom, because when I leave in the morning, I wouldn't wake up the child and take her there. So I was so stressed. I woke up at exactly 3 a.m. and I remember, and I did not, I just put my feet on the ground and I told God, God, you know who this person is. I know you're going to expose them. That is all I said, and I did not speak to anyone. I left my house. I didn't even go and say bye. I just left, carried my bag, went, took a bus to Nairobi. I was quiet throughout the whole journey. Got to Nairobi, connected by train to Mombasa. Got to my friend's place.
Because you were just thinking about your baby?
I was so stressed. I was thinking like anything can happen to the child. So I got to Mombasa. I stayed with my friend. She healed. Her recovery journey was successful. She was okay. So the day before I leave Mombasa, I received a message. And the message I received was a message talking about Maya, but the message was from my friend's number. She actually made a mistake and sent me a message using her own line. Yes. So when I got the message first, I was confused. The line you had saved. I had saved her number because she's been my friend for years. So I have her number saved. So when I saw the message, I was like, what? I was shocked. I was like, what is happening? Like, who is this? I went through, Maya. Yeah, the message was about Maya. The message was like, I told you to take back this child to her father's house. Why is it that you're insisting on taking care of someone's child? Why don't you get your own child? And then she was like, you bitch. That's what she said. I'm sorry to say that. Okay. So when I looked, I was confused. I was like, maybe I saved somebody else's number using my friend's name. And then I scrolled through the messages to almost 90, let's say 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'm seeing messages like we've been talking for so long, like messages, even when I'm out of the country. And I was like, damn, this is the person who's been sending me these messages. Why would she do that? I just sat down and I said, you know what, God, thank you. Like, you have exposed this person. Yeah, sure. Because this is someone who I would even let into my kitchen, my house. So assume that because of all that bile and that hatred that she had for me and I did not know, maybe I am sick, she'd be the person to come and take care of me. What if she poisoned me? And I was like, God, thank you. Thank you for exposing this two-faced person. I didn't tell anyone anything. I came from Mombasa. I remember I arrived on a Thursday. And then Maya had a cough. So I picked her up from my mom's place, and I took her direct to the hospital. So I called my friend that morning. And I called her, and I was like, so-and-so, where are you? And she was like, I'm at the shop. And I'm like, I've come back from Mombasa. And she was like, oh, I'm so happy you've come back. How was your journey? I used to go and see Maya, but they never used to allow me to see her for long. When I went to take her somewhere, they'd refuse. And I'm like, yeah, because I wasn't around and I had not informed them that they should give you the child. So I told her, okay, I'm coming to your shop. She had a shop at the border. So I took the child to the hospital. Then I went, because I had actually reported the day I got the first message on, I think February 17th. That 17th, around 11 o'clock in the morning, I went to the police station. And reported it? Yes, I did. I went and reported it to the police. And they gave me an OB number. And we tried tracking. I actually paid for them to track the number. But the only thing they could tell me is that the last ping or the last signal was within a certain area called Nyabikai. Okay. It's at the border. And then they asked me, do you know anyone in Nyabikai? And funny thing is that my mind, it did not register in my mind that my friend's shop is at Nyabikai. Yeah, sure. So I went to the police. I went back with Maya that day, went to the police. Then I told them that, see, I have evidence. The person who's been sending me messages, this is the person. So we went to her shop. Then she was arrested. She was arrested. But immediately she was arrested, my heart broke. My heart broke because this is somebody I trusted a lot. This is someone like I valued as much as I would value my own sister. So we went to court, and eventually I just decided to like drop the charges against her because it was not worth it. Even if I decide, and the child, actually that child does belong there. That's their child. We know that.
You did the DNA.
We know that. So let's just leave it like that. Those are neighbors, and their family is still here. The lady left. I had to take Maya back to the children's office because I could not handle. I took her back to the children's office because she had to be somewhere where she would always be safe, and with me she would never be safe because of the fact that the person who was sending me those messages saying that that's their child was very close by. So that was how I decided, like I after 2023, or in August, September, October, I was just very down. So one day I just decided, you know what, it's really not worth the whole stress of wanting
And
to.
when you took Maya to the children's office,
the children's officer was aware. He was aware of the whole issue. And the funny thing is that
did the friend, what relation did Maya have to the
Maya is their child.
Her child?
I have no idea, but Maya belongs to that. That's as much as I will tell you. Maya belongs to that family. Yes. Yes.
Hey,
so
guys.
They actually, someone gave birth, and they threw the child away. And then they manipulated me. Yes.
Was part of that.
Yes. And they actually manipulated me
into adopting
the child. And
till the time the child.
And I went through that whole process.
Buying diapers,
feeding a child who is sick. This child I started feeding her like soft foods at around 3 months because I wasn't breastfeeding her, so she was just off cow milk and formula. So, and then she was never satisfied. She was always hungry. So we had to start giving her fruits and soft veggies and potatoes, and and the child actually grew up. So I think they actually manipulated the whole situation. They all knew what was going on. They manipulated the whole thing to push me to adopt this child. I will not say anything further than that because it's something that when I think about it, it really, I'm not healed from that, and it
brings you down.
Brings me, really, it does bring me down. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to just start journey. Maybe when I hear other people's stories and what they've been through, it will help in my healing journey, and it can also help someone else heal in one way or another. So that's my story so far.
What?
Yeah.
And what piece of advice would you give someone? Maybe there's someone watching this video and they have been through the same exact thing.
I would say this.
Maybe there's some people even do give birth to their own children and they are taken away from them, right?
Yes, I know.
Through marriage.
Yes.
What advice would you give them?
I would say this: don't lose yourself. Everything is part of your journey. I think for Maya to come into my life and for me to lose her the way I did, that was just part of my journey. We should not blame ourselves, because I blamed myself for a very long time. I blame myself for letting in such a person into my life, especially the woman, my friend. I blame myself for trusting too much. But if we don't trust anyone, we can't live life like that. I'll be watching everyone's back and I'll be scared to open up to anyone. And so whatever it is you're going through, just know that it does get better. It does get better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, you've heard the stories. This is one of the journey of 1,000 voices. And this is one voice we are listening to, and she's the voice behind the journey of 1,000 voices, and the face behind it.
Yes.
So me, I'm really happy, and let me just say, what is the best comment since you started YouTube that you've ever received?
Best comments. Let me see. I haven't received very many comments in my channel. As I said, it's a very young channel, but I do receive from a few supporters or a few subscribers who will always encourage me, like, keep doing what you're doing. Slowly but surely, I know everything will reach the right audience. We are not soliciting for anything in our channel. All we're doing is just, we want to highlight stories. Your story might be interesting. My story is interesting. Your story is interesting, because we all pass through things, you know, and everyone wants to say their part and heal. So I've been encouraged, like, keep going, keep doing it. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, me, I also have a question, because you're in the YouTube space. Who is your favorite YouTuber, and why?
Favorite YouTuber, let me see.
Yeah.
I do not have any favorite YouTuber, but I always support women. Women like you. I am an avid supporter of women. I don't care what you're doing. Let me see.
For me, my favorite female YouTuber is Auntie Pierance.
Auntie?
Pierance.
I've never heard of her.
I had shown you that day.
Let me see if I was to choose.
And I remember one day she commented on my channel, and I was like very happy.
I would say there's a lady, you introduced me to her channel. I think she's called Jael of the
Village.
Yeah, she's mature.
You watched her?
Yeah, I've watched her. I really like her videos. She's very calm.
Very calm.
She's someone who is very inspiring. So yeah, maybe someone like that. Yeah, and you, of course. I enjoy your content. But for me, any female, I don't care what you're doing, women should always, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. As much as women have hurt me, or have been hurt by a woman, I would always support women. Wow. The only person who understands your problems will always be a woman. What you have encountered and what I have encountered, you're the only person who will deeply understand the pain that I have gone through, or the pain, I will understand the pain that you have gone through. I don't know why women are always turning against other women, but for me, I believe that when we support our women, we uplift them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And looking back, maybe through what you've gone through, the experience, what would you do differently?
I would travel more.
You'll travel more.
I love to travel. I would travel more. I would not be as I would not.
Have you ever traveled?
Oh yeah, I love traveling. I do. I really love traveling.
You do what?
I would not be as reserved as I am. I would be more out there. You know, for you have this bubbly personality. For me, I'm more relaxed. I think maybe with my age, I just think that there's some things we're chasing that aren't worth chasing. The energy is there, but maybe the zeal is not there. So I would probably travel, and I would probably eventually, because that's one thing I'm going to do. Either I know I'm going to do it, and I have to open a home for abused women and children, whether sexually abused, physically abused. I want to do that for women and children.
Wow, yeah. So touching, guys.
Yeah.
A home for them.
Yeah.
Since you've been into vacation, what was your best vacation that you've ever taken?
Let me see.
What was the best? Which one was the best?
The best? My best vacation. I went to Lake Elementaita Lodge. I actually remember that. That was my best vacation. It's in Kenya. It's very quiet. It was very peaceful, and I think I went off season. There were not many tourists, and it was just me, myself, and I. And all I had to do was just relax and watch the ostriches, and we went to Lake Nakuru and saw flamingos. So yeah, that was one of my best holidays or vacations. Yeah.
Oh, so what is that one thing you've ever lied about in your life? Falsehood? Any? Or in your videos?
In my videos, no.
In your life, maybe?
In my life, oh yeah, we all lie.
Yeah, we all lie.
Yeah, we all lie.
Yeah.
I mean, if I start thinking about the lies I've lied to, let's see, one thing you've lied in my life. Those are many things. There's no one is going to convince me in this world that they've never lied. We've lied, so that's a very I don't know how to answer that question, but we've all lied. In one way or another, we've all lied.
We've all lied.
Yeah.
And since your channel is growing, what will your experience be, or what will your feeling be when you wake up one day and it has blown? You become famous.
That would make me one of the happiest people, because I know it has reached the right people. My channel will have gotten to the right audience, the right people, and I would really, really, really love it if more women came out and supported my channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. That was a nice, short but nice interview. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So talk to your audience. Me, I'm a visitor. I'm a guest in this channel, but I came to question her.
She came to have 21 questions, but I think I've answered them well. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to view my whole video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends and families. This is Jenny of 1,000 Voices, and we're saying peace out.
And I forgot one question. Are you dating? Or are you taken? Or are you searching? Which one? Answer one.
Relationships it's for me, it's complicated.
Yes, you are.
Relationship wise, God. Options are very limited. Not limited in the points that I don't have suitors or people coming after me. It's just that for me right now, the space where I am, I don't want to deal with male issues. Like, men are very complicated, and with the Kenya where we are right now, things are dangerous. I'm sorry to say this. You date someone today, tomorrow
there are no
yeah. And anyway, why would I? What is it that a man would probably like? It's I don't know.
Yeah, and the last one, in the community that we are, in this village of ours, in the Korean community, the fact that men are known to be the one inheriting, and your parents are they are exposed, let's say, and they gave everyone of you inheritance. What are the reactions of
my neighbors
maybe, and what have you? Because I know in this community, women don't have a place, a belonging, a sense of belonging.
Valued, just say
we are not valued. Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's talk about our community. You want to talk about the Korean community? Oh my God.
Let's do that. Today is today.
In this particular community, yes, women do not inherit land, but
even wealth.
It's just a matter of understanding. Understand that Koreans are very backward people. We have just started opening our eyes, let's say like 10, 15 years ago. Majority of Koreans now decided that education is something that's very important. My child must be educated. This is a community whereby girls were not taken to school. If you're not circumcised by the age of 10 years, you're married by the time you're 13. It's true.
Very true.
Men don't value us. In this particular, I'm going to talk about something that I've seen in my own backyard. Our women are suffering, and they're not suffering because they don't have a choice. I think they are suffering because they want to suffer. Our Kenyan government right now, in our constitution, it's allowed for women to inherit land. Do you know that? Sure. It's actually a law. We do inherit land. Just know that land inheritance is there for women. Most people are ignorant to that. If you tell a Korean man that, he'll be like, oh, never. I can never. How can a woman inherit?
Sure.
They have this machismo or this ego that just doesn't make sense. The Korean man would rather see his wife and children suffering and him enjoying a couple of beers and nyamachoma with his friends somewhere. The Korean man would choose not to work and have his wife go for menial labor or manual labor and to bring 500 shillings and still beat her because she did not cook.
Oh, she
meat.
came late?
No, she actually did not buy meat to cook.
Oh, yeah.
You know that happens.
And she was working.
So for my neighbors, whatever they think, that's up to them. I don't really care. I do not care whether I've built, I've not built. I am a child of this soil. This is my ancestral land. The blood that flows through a male child also flows through me.
You, sure.
There is never a place that's written this is a female's blood that we don't want you after you get. Even if I was still married, because I was married, I was married to a Nigerian. So even if I was still married, I would still come and build here. Because this is my home. This is where my father is. This is where my grandfather, my great-grandfathers, my grandmothers, this is where they're from. Yeah. So you can never convince me. I am one tough person. As much as I tell you I'm an introvert, when it comes to rights, let's call a spade a spade. We are not valued. They will never value us until we take what is rightfully ours. And by rightfully ours, this piece of land is rightfully mine.
Yours, sure.
Yes.
Hey, she's inspiring me. Should I go back and inherit?
You can actually go and inherit because even if they're going for succession right now, I'm not lying to you. My dad's my grandfather's land, where my dad now comes from, when they were doing succession, meaning that they want now everyone to have their own title deeds. Yeah. My aunt, my dad's sister, was called because she's the only remaining daughter. She was called by the magistrate and asked, did you ever inherit anything from these people? If she would have said no, that would have been a problem. They would be forced to give her land. Yes. Yes.
Wow. Hey, you have a nice family.
No, it's in the law. If right now you were going for succession, your father's land, let me just educate you. You want to go for succession, you go to the courts, they will call you as Priska Sagati. From your father's land, did you inherit anything? Is there a piece that they say this is for our daughter? Assume that John and you do not work out.
Sure.
Where will you run to? Are you going to run helter-skelter, or where do you go when you have problems? Is it not home?
Home.
Exactly. When you go home to the typical Korea family as a daughter, the male children will chase you back to your abusive husband. True or false?
Very true.
You need to have something to call your own. You never stop being your child's father. Sorry, you never stop being your father's child. Yeah? 20, 50, 80 years from now, you shall still be daughter of Mr. Sagati. True or false?
Very true.
Hakuna siku, you will never.
Wow, guys. This is a story for another day.
Yeah.
Just end the video.
All right, guys.
Watch the next one.
Bye-bye.
It's gonna be hot.